Samsung just did something that might change how we think about technology itself. No, this isn't another phone launch or tablet upgrade. This is a new reality. Meet Samsung XR, a headset designed to blend the digital and physical worlds so seamlessly, it might set a new benchmark for what comes after smartphones. But here's the twist. This isn't just Samsung's project, it is a collaboration between Samsung, Google, and Qualcomm, three giants joining forces to take on the mixed reality industry head on. And if that sounds huge, oh boy, it actually is. So today we are putting Samsung's brand new XR headset on trial. Is it the beginning of a new era, or just another shiny gadget trying to ride the hype? Let's find out. First, a little context. For years, the tech world has been obsessed with blending realities: virtual, augmented, mixed, all of it. Apple jumped in with the Vision Pro, setting the bar high, but also pricing it like a luxury car. Meta has been pushing with Quest headsets, but they still feel a bit too focused on gaming. Now comes Samsung, aiming to do what they do best: combine powerful hardware, clean design, and an ecosystem that actually makes sense. This is Samsung's first major headset in years, and it is not a solo effort. They are working directly with Google, which is building a special version of Android XR, and with Qualcomm, whose new Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 2 chip powers the whole thing. We are not talking about an experiment, this is a coordinated move on the future of computing. Let's start with design. At first glance, the Samsung XR looks futuristic, not in a sci-fi way, but in that clean, minimalist way Samsung does so well. Early demos show a sleek front visor, thinner than Apple's Vision Pro with better airflow and a surprisingly lightweight frame. The materials feel premium, polished aluminum and composite fiber. And yes, Samsung has focused on comfort. Inside, you get dual micro OLED displays with crisp resolution and refresh rates that can push up to 120 Hz. That means fewer motion issues, less lag, and none of that digital dizziness you get from older headsets. Thanks to the new optics system, colors look vivid, blacks are deep, and text is readable. That last part matters because most headsets still struggle with fine text and long sessions. But that is just the surface. The real magic lies in how it sees the world around you. Samsung calls it spatial fusion vision, a combination of cameras, depth sensors, an AI-driven mapping that understands your environment in real time. It does not just detect walls or furniture, it recognizes surfaces, textures, and even light reflections. So when you drop a virtual object on your desk, it does not float awkwardly, it lands exactly where it should, with shadows that match the room. There is also something called context awareness mode. The headset notices what you are doing, whether you are standing, sitting, walking, or gesturing, and it adjusts the interface instantly. No need to switch modes manually, it just knows. That is not only smart, that is thoughtful design. Now, performance. The XR2 Plus Gen 2 chip inside this headset is built for mixed reality. It handles motion tracking, spatial rendering, and on-device AI at the same time. You get smoother transitions, fast depth perception, and ultra-low latency hand tracking. Speaking of hand tracking, forget controllers. Samsung is using multi-point hand and eye tracking so precise it can detect a flick, a pinch, and even where your eyes are focusing. And this part honestly surprised me. The system predicts your next movement before you finish making it, which cuts input delay to almost zero. It feels like the headset knows what you are about to do. Of course, all that power means heat and battery become real concerns. Samsung says the new vapor cooling chamber and heat vents reduce the overheating issues we have seen in earlier devices. Battery life is expected to hover around 2 hours, but here is the clever part. It is hot swappable. Pop in a new battery pack and you are back in seconds. That is something even Apple did not bother to do. Now software, used because hardware alone does not create magic. Samsung and Google are building Android XR, a system made for spatial computing. That means you can access the Play Store, run native Android apps, and even cast your Galaxy phone screen inside the headset. Imagine replying to messages or editing photos in mid-air. It is that seamless. Since Samsung already powers a lot of your daily tech, your phone, your watch, your earbuds, everything connects quickly. You put on the headset and your Galaxy Watch syncs health data while your buds handle spatial audio. It is the kind of integration Apple promised, but here it is open. Anyone in the Android world can join if they build for it. But here is the million-dollar question. Does this actually change anything? We have seen flashy demos before. Remember when everyone said we would live in the metaverse by now? Exactly. What makes Samsung XR different is timing. The world is more ready for spatial computing, not just as a concept, but as a product you can buy, use, and benefit from. Samsung's pricing is expected to land in the $1,700 to $1,800 range. Still premium, but far from Apple's $3,500. That alone changes the conversation. If performance matches the promise, Samsung could make spatial computing mainstream rather than exclusive. And honestly, that is the smartest move they could make. While Apple focused on perfection, Samsung is aiming for accessibility and scale. Now, let's be fair, there are risks. First generation XR devices always have growing pains, limited apps, shorter battery life, and comfort tweaks that version 2 usually solves. But this is not only about perfection, it is about positioning. Samsung is not trying to beat Apple at Apple's own game. They are trying to start a new one. Here is the part nobody is talking about enough. Samsung is laying the foundation for a multi-device reality network. Your phone, your tablet, and your headset will not just connect, they will share awareness. Your phone camera could feed spatial data to the headset. Your tablet could become a secondary AR display. Your watch could supply biometric cues to adapt the interface. It is like your gadgets are finally working as a single system. That has the potential to be truly transformative. So what will you actually do with it on day one? Workspaces that float in your living room with multiple resizable screens that feel like giant monitors without the desk clutter. Entertainment that blends your wall with a cinema-sized view with spatial audio that makes a small room feel big. Training and education tools that place three-dimensional models in front of you, from anatomy to engines to art. And yes, games, but not just games. Fitness with real form feedback, travel with live overlays, collaboration that feels closer to in person. Now let's compare the philosophy for a moment because this is important. Apple built a luxury headset that is stunning but isolated. Samsung is building an ecosystem that invites the rest of Android to play. Apple is the perfect showpiece. Samsung is the platform bet. If Android XR gets real developer momentum, this could snowball fast. A year from now, the conversation might shift from which headset looks nicer to which reality has more to do. There are still practical questions: comfort across longer sessions, prescription lens support, and how well text holds up when you are reading for an hour, heat during heavy apps like 3D design or multi-window video editing, and the big one, content. If Samsung can launch with a healthy app lineup and a clear path for creators to build spatial tools, then the learning curve feels worth it. If not, it risks becoming a demo machine. Let's talk creators for a second. For YouTubers, editors, and designers, an XR workspace that follows you could be a game changer. You get the freedom of a laptop with the space of a studio. And if Samsung nails casting and input with phones and tablets, you could drag footage from your phone into a floating timeline without breaking flow. That is the kind of small magic that wins people over. On privacy and safety, mixed reality lives or dies by trust. Eye tracking data, room scans, and biometrics need careful handling. Samsung will have to be crystal clear about local processing, permissions, and what never leaves the device. If they get this right, adoption speeds up. If they get it wrong, people back away. Simple as that. Alright, time for the rehook. If you think all of this sounds impressive already, remember the real secret weapon is the trio behind it: Samsung for hardware, Google for software, and Qualcomm for the silicon. When those three align, you get a platform with staying power. That is how phones went from clunky to essential. XR might be on the same path. So what is the verdict? Is Samsung XR truly the beginning of a new reality, or just a bold pitch wrapped in great marketing? Here is my judgment. Samsung is not just chasing Apple, they are learning from Apple's blind spots and playing to their strengths. Lighter build, open platform, tighter links to everyday devices, and a price that invites more people in. If Samsung delivers even 70% of this vision at launch, this could be the moment mixed reality moves from niche to normal. And if the first version stumbles, version 2 will be right behind it. That is how Samsung iterates. That is how platforms win. Either way, the courtroom of tech innovation just got a lot more interesting. The next trial, Samsung XR versus Apple Vision Pro, is going to be one you will not want to miss. Case closed for now.